Hello, Six Figure fam. I am so excited to be hanging out, chatting with you today. And I'm so excited that you chose to press play on today's episode because I have a really good feeling that you're going to enjoy this conversation, even if it triggers you a little bit. Trigger warning. Not really. I don't think it's going to trigger you that much, but I think the thing that I'm going to be talking about today, or I know honestly, we've all done this on some level, myself included, many times, and I'm going to give you some examples of how I've done this. So you might hear this and it might bring up feelings of like, ooh, now what? Like I've been doing this thing, now what? Well, it's not a big deal. We're going to talk all about it. So let's take a deep breath and let's dive in. So today we're going to talk about the energy of confidence, the energy of leadership, certainty, pride, versus the energy of defensiveness, argumentative, frustration, even anger, pettiness. Big difference in these things, right? And I know that if I were to ask you right now, hey, how do you desire showing up? Not only in social media, this is anywhere in life. How do you desire people to perceive you? Do you want to be perceived as confident or the opposite of confident? And I know because you listen to this, because you're growing a business, because you're a boss, I know that, of course, you're going to say, I want to be perceived as a leader. I want to be the confident leader. Of course you do. Who doesn't? We all want to be like that, right? Well, there are some things that we all do on some level in one way or another that it's done, no doubt, with good intent. But it's not the vibe. It's actually the opposite of the vibe that deep down we want to put out into the world. I see this a lot on social media. I've been noticing it a lot more lately. And I'm going to give you some examples. And I would see it at first, like the first few times, and I was like, man, because I know I see the women who are making these posts, and I know a lot of them. Like I've had conversations with them, or I've worked with them on some level, or some women are my friends, and I see their posts where they're defending something in like this energy, and I promise I'll give you some examples. And I'm like, I feel like they missed it. I feel like that wasn't their intent. Right. And I don't say anything, of course, like it's none of my business unless you're like working with me, I might say something, but I don't know. I like started seeing a little bit more of it. And I know, when this happens, this is like, okay, let's talk about it. And also, where am I doing this in my own business? And it's like a really cool thing when you start looking at patterns that are popping up into your life. It's cool to kind of take a step back and notice them and say, what is this trying to show me in my own life? And it for sure pulled up some memories of my own actions. So when we are creating content on social media, there are a million different ways to do it, right? And especially with the tools that we have at our fingertips, we have stories, we have reels, we have IGTVs, you can make a post, like so many different things. So it gives us a lot of room to play. It gives us a lot of room to play around with our own self-expression and our own voices. And as a business, and I know this better than anybody at this point in time, because this is something that I'm like living as we speak. But as you grow as a business owner online, you start to, if you're not like very secure with your voice, like you start to grow into it a bit and you start to kind of like uncover it. And if you're like me, you may not know what your voice is. You may not know what like your ultimate message is yet. And in my experience, it just kind of like gets to be shown to you as you continue to show up. So anyway, I say all of that because there's a lot of room to play around with your content and different energies and different perspectives that you can share. And I see, like, for example, people will make these reels as a way to argue or kind of like be a little petty to other people that feel some type of way about their business. So just like, okay, let me give you an example. So my friends in direct sales, you know, I love you. And something that you have to deal with all the time are people arguing that your businesses are pyramid schemes. It's no fun, okay? And I would not want to deal with that every single day. I can only imagine how annoying and exhausting that is. So that's something that you have to deal with. Lately, I've been seeing a lot of people like make these fun reels or like post these fun graphics. Fun because like it's the energy of it is meant to be fun, but they're like poking fun at corporate structures, right? And they're like, oh, you want to joke about or you want to come at me about a pyramid scheme, but have you thought about the structure of the company that you're working in? You have the CEO at the top and then the managers and then the employees and, you know, and it's like built like a pyramid. And the intent with this is simply to say like, hey, like, yeah, it might be structured this way, but so is your business. But the energy of it is defensive, right? The energy of it is defensive. It's like mildly petty. You're kind of like poking fun. And that's all fine and good if you're aware of what you're doing. But I know that a lot of these women who are posting these, they want to attract people in corporate, right? They want to attract people because I know this. I hear this come out of their mouths like, hey, I want to help women who are sitting in cubicles, who are sitting in jobs that they don't love. I want to help them get into a business or a side hustle that's going to give them an opportunity for freedom in the future. And that's incredible. And that's possible. And I believe that. But if that's how you feel, you have to check your energy at how you are speaking to these people, right? Because you're speaking to the wrong person. And I know, like, if I were sitting in corporate and maybe I had had some thoughts about, I don't know, like you're like fighting fire with fire, if that's making sense. You're going to attract more of that energy to you. So we're going to talk more about this in just a second. But hang out with me, okay? So if this is like, if you've made this post, it's okay. No big deal at all because you can make this change and you may not agree with me and that's okay. But hang around a minute. Don't turn this off yet because I'm going to give you a few other examples that may like help this land for you. Because I understand you might be hearing this. And you might be like, she doesn't know what she's talking about. Like, whatever. So, okay, that's one example. Two, like another example, I see people like defending prices, right? Like I have a girlfriend who I love dearly and she has her own business and it's a brick and mortar and she just increased some of her prices. And I guess like some people made some comments about it. Actually, I don't even know if they really did, but she had this insecurity because she was one of the only people that raised her prices out of like her friend group with similar businesses, I guess. So she had this insecurity that people were going to judge her for raising her prices. So she like went on this semi rant or yeah, like, you know, she'll go on like a tiny little rant talking about like, well, you get what you pay for and you don't complain when you pay X amount for an iPhone and you don't complain, right? And like posting passive aggressive memes and things defending her prices. And it's like, you're talking to the wrong person, right? You're talking to the wrong person here. If you're wanting to attract the woman who pays the prices gladly and happily for what you're charging, you're not talking to her. You're talking to people that are not aligned with her at all. You're missing the mark completely. And not only that, but like, you're exuding this defensiveness. You're exuding this almost like uncertainty with what you're doing by going on the defense. Okay. I see other people do this recently, like, if they have like a cancellation policy or some sort of fee for their businesses, and, going on rants defending their business structure and like why they do it and when people cancel and da 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 da. I see this with people, most recently myself, on the content that they post. I'm going to post this because I'm proud and because I don't care what you think and da 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 da. It's coming off defensive. So at the end of the day, what I want us all to kind of realize before we do these things, because it can be really easy to have an emotional response to somebody's reaction, or what we perceive would be somebody's reaction toward us, what we project onto other people. It's really easy to have like a quick reaction and act based on that. But at the end of the day, I know if you are listening to this, you are very similar to me. And our goal as business owners and as leaders is to attract other leaders to our business, right? We want to attract other leaders, other bosses, other game changers, other driven people like us who want more, who want to create amazing things, amazing opportunities, amazing freedom in our lives, who want to help other people. We want to attract more of that into our businesses. No? Of course we do. But when we go on the defense for how we decide to run our business, or the type of business that we have decided to put ourselves in, or the type of content that we decide to put out into the world, when we go into the defense, what energy do you think that caliber of human is attracted to? Like let me say that again, because I think I worded that kind of confusing. We want to attract the leaders, the game changers, the bosses, the driven people, right? What energy do you think that caliber of person is attracted to? Do you think they're attracted to a confident person? I would say so. A driven person? I would say so. Somebody certain, somebody proud, humble about what they do? I would say so. But when you're putting out the things, you're putting out the posts and you're defending your business decisions, it's not the right energy. You're missing the mark. So you're not going to attract that driven person, that other leader, because you are not speaking to her. You're arguing and being argumentative and being petty, attracting more of that caliber of person who's going to see that and react to that. Okay? So two things go very wrong when we allow ourselves to stoop to defensiveness in any area of our business. Number one, the energy's off. The vibe is wrong. You're not coming off as the confident person that I know you are deep down. And by the way, if you're not, that's okay too. But this shows you what you need to work on, right? If you if you make a change in your business, it's actually really good for you to start paying attention to the thoughts that start coming up after that. What's so-and-so going to think? What if they think this? What if they cancel? What if they talk about me behind my back? What if they say this? All of these thoughts, all these insecurities are things deep down that either you think about yourself on some level or you have judged others for the same thing. These are things to work on. These are things to pay attention to. Right? There's a reason why you're worried about this. I made a post yesterday, actually, a picture that I was really, really proud of because I just felt like I looked great. I looked really fit. My butt looked good. It went with the whole aesthetic of my feed. I really wanted to post it. I wanted to post it for quite some time, but I kind of like decided that I wasn't going to, because I was worried that I would come across as thirsty. I was worried that people would judge me and think that like I was vying for attention, or things were bad with Chris at home, or like all of these thoughts were coming up for me. These are thoughts that, like, on some level, I thought about myself. On some level, I've either thought that, or like that is present in me. That's why that's coming up. Or I have absolutely judged other women, right? I have judged other women for posting confident AF photos, showing off their booty. And I've thought those thoughts of like, well, she must need some attention today. Like I've thought that. So I'm projecting that insecurity on other people, right? I'm projecting that. So, and it was so funny because, so I made that post yesterday, the post with the picture. Literally the day before that, I posted a tweet quote graphic talking about what we're talking about right now, the confidence versus defensiveness. Like that was what the post was about. And I shared, so I'm going a little deeper in this conversation, but like I shared what I'm sharing with you now, essentially, in a lot shorter of a format. And I said in there what I'm saying now, like if you're confident about your business decisions, you don't need to defend yourself, because you're going to come across as the opposite of confident. The next day, I post that picture of myself and I write this caption I'm really proud of. And then I started to say, why am I posting this photo? Number one, because I'm the youngest I'll ever be. Number two, I think my butt looks great. Number three, I'm obsessed with my husband and he supports everything that I do. Number four, and then I caught myself. And then it dawned on me, holy heck, I am defending myself. I was about to hit post, doing the thing that literally less than 24 hours ago, I was saying, like, stop doing that. It's very easy to do this. Very easy. Many of the things I preach on and coach on, like I catch myself doing all the time. This is the work. Like it's part of it. So, and I caught myself. I was like, if I'm truly proud of this picture, if I'm really confident about it, and I feel secure in my heart about posting this photo, what do I need to explain to anybody? What do I need to explain to anybody if there's pure confidence and intention in my heart about this? Nothing. I know the woman that I'm attracting, or that I desire to attract to my business, the boss that I want to serve through my leadership and mentorship and my programs, and the boss that I want commenting on my stuff, she's going to cheer for that picture. She's going to love it. That's going to inspire her to step into her confidence and her sexiness, and to not worry, right? Like, I want to inspire other women to own how hot they are, right? Like that's what I'm trying to attract in. So if I'm trying to attract in that woman, who am I defending myself to? I don't need to defend myself to her. She gets it. The woman I'm trying to attract, she gets it. She loves it. She lives for it. Right? So I caught myself. So two things go wrong when you don't catch this. You don't come off as confident. You're like, okay, why are you explaining yourself? If you believe in the business that you signed up for, why are you arguing about it on the internet? Who cares? Like, people aren't going to get it sometimes. You're talking to the wrong people. And the second thing that goes wrong is you're talking to the wrong people. You're not talking to the people that you are wanting to attract. So this is an opportunity for all of us. I know I'm speaking to a leader right now. I'm speaking to a freaking boss. Be self-aware enough that when these things come up for you, when somebody posts something, that triggers you and makes you want to respond, ask yourself why. What's active in you that's being triggered by that to where like you feel you need to respond? Because if you were so confident about your work and the energy that you bring to your clients, that you in your heart, like, you know, you're going to charge triple what you're eventually going to charge for your services. If you were that confident in that, then when the one or two people come around that are like, whoa, what's up with those prices? You'd be like, yeah, those are my prices. Absolutely. Oh, you're not aligned with them? Okay, no big deal. Allow me to introduce you to my friend down the street because hers are lower. You know, it would be simple as that. So this gives us an opportunity to just like pay attention to that and really start to hear and notice what comes up for us, and to take a deep breath and remember who we are wanting to attract. Remember the energy that we're wanting to attract to our business, to our content, to our social media. This is also an opportunity to remember that not everyone is going to be for you and your business. Not everyone is meant to vibe with the type of business that you created, the type of content that you post, the prices that you chose for your services or your products, your business structure, your cancellation policy. There are no doubt going to be people that like, it's not for them. And that's cool. That is so cool. Like, we're not here to serve everybody. But there are people out there who are so cool with that, who will gladly pay double, triple, quadruple what you're charging right now, because like they understand the value of your time and your work and the transformation that comes with your service. Speak to them. There are people out there who aren't worried about the pyramid scheme thing, or would be open to understand it from a different energy, right? I think we all know, like, it's very hard to hear somebody and to hear somebody's argument when they're coming at you like in an argumentative, petty, like making fun of you kind of way. You're going to shut it down. A lot of us, most of us. It's very hard to like hear that. But when you gently and confidently, if you feel called to explain, you know, in another way, that's one thing. But you just have to be aware of the energy you're putting out there, because it will 1,000,000% come back to you every single time. So get clear on who you're wanting to attract, the type of person, the type of energy, what you're trying to attract, and focus on serving that person really well, and focus showing up in that energy yourself. It will blow your mind what you see from that. Blow your mind. I bet you see results and proof of your magnetism within a day, within an hour. And if one of your aligned people, somebody that is like the person you want to attract, guess what? Sometimes they're going to have an issue with something in your business too. They're going to have an issue with a policy, or maybe a way that you show up, or who knows. That is allowed. An ideal client doesn't mean they agree blindly with every single thing that you do and every single change you make in your business, right? Like, you're going to evolve. So are they. And at some point you may not be on the same road, or there might just be like a conversation that needs to be had to get on the same page with each other. So when that comes up, have a P2P conversation. Talk about it like adults. Don't take it to the social media streets with some passive aggressive memes in effort to argue why you're doing what you're doing. It's not going to get the result that you want, because I know the result that you want is for people to say, I love your prices. I'm so excited to pay you for that. I want to join your team. Your content lights me up. I'm so sorry I had to cancel with you, and I'm so happy to pay for that cancellation fee because I value your time, right? I know that that's what you want. So bring it in. Just remember that, because it's so easy to forget. It's so easy to forget. I make this mistake all the time. I am, per usual, I am speaking to myself right now. And you just get to hear the creepy conversation I'm having with myself, my own self-talk and therapy. Okay, so just a little reminder. Anyway, I love you. I hope you're having a fabulous rest of your day. If this landed with you and resonated with you, I would love to hear. Let me know. Shoot me a message on Instagram. Tag me in your stories, whatever you feel called to do. Other than that, I will see you here next week. Mwah. Bye.